All right, so what we're going to look at in the lesson today is some rules for definite integrals, and when we're using definite integrals, what we're talking about is finding the area under the curve, finding those ways that we can find those regressions of area under curve, finding those ways that we can look at the distance something has traveled, and that's how integrals work. And so we've got some rules for those definite integrals. Now, I just want to just point out one thing real quick. These rules may not all make sense right now. And I want to emphasize they may not all make sense right now. But as you start going through and using integrals in your daily calculus practice, these rules start to make sense. It's kind of like talking about limits. We have all these rules for limits. They're really difficult to understand at first when you just look at them in generalities. But then when you start to work through limits and do limits and practice limits, some of those rules start to make sense. So here's all these different rules. We're going to look at them right now. And some of them we're going to use a lot, and some of them just not very much at all. But these are the rules, okay? And I would say that of these, some of these most important ones would be 1, 2, 3, and 4. These are going to be the ones that you use the most, period, end of story, in almost every definite integral problem you do. You're going to use 1 through 4. 5, 6, and 7 are a little bit different. They set up a little bit different. They work out a little bit different. And you'll know these situations when they show up. Okay? And so anyway, these are all the different rules we're going to look at with a primary emphasis on 1 through 4. All right? So take a second. Make sure you have these rules written down on a some sort of trig sheet or study sheet or calc sheet or whatever that you're going to use so that you can refer back to them while you're working. And then we'll look at the next slide and we'll put some of these different rules into play.